Hello everyone, just Goran here and welcome back to the Beekse Bergen. Today we are doing a zoo tour update. So, of course, I've been to the Beekse Bergen numerous times over the past year, as I constantly keep doing. And a bunch of things have been changing around the zoo ever since we did our last video, which was during the Zomer event, if I do believe. So as we are getting this car I borrowed licked by a giraffe, we are going to get started. And the first thing we're going to see is from a couple of weeks ago, during the elections, the municipality elections, I hate that word, there was actually a polling station at the zoo. So these safari buses were transformed into polling stations, which was really cool. And over here, as we enter the zoo, we get to see this little sign, which I noticed has changed. They updated the colors of the Stanley on this sign, which of course the Stanley has received a new coat of paint during the summer. In case you haven't seen that yet, here it is. So yeah, it's fun to see that reflected on the sign as well. So over here in the first primate house, or the second primate house, I always mix the two up because the naming is weird, but here you can see the bioflora of the chimpanzee habitat is being refreshed. They're getting a new fresh bioflora because they're almost dirty. And over here at the safari restaurant, a new door has been installed. Just saw that in the corner of my eye. And you know, we're trying to be thorough here, trying to get as many things in as possible. I'll probably miss a couple of things because so many things changed around the zoo. But yeah, here's a cute animal clip number one. So yeah, I was talking about the polling station. I wasn't finished yet, but I ran out of footage because I swear to God, I recorded the entire polling station thing. Can't find my footage anywhere. So the first 1,000 people to vote here at the zoo actually were given free admittance to the zoo. So that was really cool and a fun little marketing stunt, of course. But yeah, here we are at the Kalangala little. It's not a restaurant, it's just a little drink stand, basically. And this used to be the entrance to the car safari. You've already seen this in the Zomer update, if you've seen that. But what's new here is that the building has gotten a fresh coat of paint. So it used to be just kind of whitish blue, your basic plaster color. But now it's got this nice little green bottom and beigey top, and it's got a bunch of grunge and dirtiness on there, making it look like it's kind of been here for a while, which is actually really well done. Looks really nice. So yeah, moving further along the zoo, here we have the female rhinoceros, black rhinoceros, AD or AB, I'm not sure which of the two, I keep hearing mixed messages. I'm pretty sure it's AD, but yeah, she's been outside for quite a while now, but I'm pretty sure I never showed her, so there she is. So over here, this is really exciting. The interactive element of this education pillar that was broken in the last video we did has been put back. So over here we got this antenna thing, which has a couple of signs on it saying this is not a playground item because yeah, people were like hanging from the iron thing and that broke it, which I'll be honest, oh yeah, listen, you can hear a little bit of noise there, because right now the thing is pointing the wrong way. Because the thing here, this is a GPS tracker, so this is an antenna, and you have to point it towards the African wild dogs to get a signal. Because, of course, in the wild, or not in the wild necessarily, but yeah, they give wild African dogs tracking collars so that they can track their position stuff. So now you can hear the beeping because we have found them. And if you rotate it like slightly to the side, like we're doing now, you will hear like slightly less beeping, and as you get closer and closer it will beep more. This is supposed to be done like cooperatively, like one person has the phone and another person has the thing, but of course I'm one person, so I can't do that. But let's put it back. But yeah, I have to say, if you like holding this, it does feel very flimsy, so I'm not surprised it broke. And I wonder if it can't be made more sturdy, but whatever. While we're at the African wild dogs, over here, adorable. They got little puppers. These were actually born during the latest closure of the zoo due to COVID. Yeah, great zoo me. You are so good at holding a camera. Yeah, these were born during the latest closure, so it was kind of a bummer. But they were still adorable. This footage is a little bit old at this point, but yeah, they're still cute. Go see them while they're young. It's amazing. I'm not going to go over every juvenile or born animal, just the ones that I happen to get some footage of. Like an okapi got born this week, but they're not viewable yet because they literally just got born. So you just don't, I'm not, like, so many animals get born, it's hard to keep track of that stuff. And the zoo itself actually does a pretty good job at telling you. So yeah, here's some zebra. There's a little zebra fowl in the back, I swear. He's gonna take a piss in a sec. So yeah, I'm not gonna go over that stuff. I'm here mainly to track like the bigger changes, like new redesigned areas, just things that really caught my eye that might have influence on my recreation that I'm doing. So yeah, speaking of which, here's a pretty significant change. It is animal related, but there's also some habitat changes. So like 2 months ago or something, the African wild dogs that were in this habitat moved out. They were gone. They might have passed away. I'm pretty sure it was a group of elderly. But what we, and by we I mean me and some other Beekse Bergen fans, noticed is that they cut down some trees. So we started to speculate, like, oh, what might they do? Are they gonna put cheetahs in here? And I specifically theorized, I'm pretty sure they're gonna put like the 6 juvenile cheetahs in here once they get too old for the exhibit they were in at the time. And lo and behold, here we have them. The 6 juvenile cheetahs are enjoying a nice little spacious extra habitat now. And one of them was way up in the trees. I hear that she does this a lot. I think it's Bomani that does it, although I'm not sure if others do it as well. This is just what I've kind of heard from some of the photographers, some of which like are here all day, like most days of the week, just here photographing the cheetahs. But yeah, eventually they do make it out of the trees, so I'm sure they'll be fine. At some point they're gonna get in trouble, but yeah. So the thing about cheetahs is they don't have retractable claws, right? So that's why they can't really climb trees. But while they're juveniles, their claws are still pretty sharp. So juvenile cheetahs are able to climb trees. So that's what you're kind of seeing happen in action here. And here we have all 6 of them in one shot. So enjoy that while you can. And of course the old habitat is empty now. I wonder, it says temporarily empty, so I wonder if anything is gonna happen to it, or if they're just waiting to get new juveniles. But yeah, just making a quick pit stop here at the rhino stall, which you can see there's like little heaters all over the place. Of course it was pretty cold the past few weeks, so naturally they were inside. I came here to check up on Ravi, he's not really a baby anymore, it's a juvenile rhino at this point, but he wasn't really out of sight. But I've heard that Ravi has recently kind of gone to the big field finally. So he is just up on the big field with the Watusi and stuff with the other rhino when they're not in the stall due to the cold. So can't wait to see that at some point. But yeah, let's get to something actually new. Like all the changes we've seen so far are pretty minimal. Like the paint job on the Kalangala was pretty substantial, but now we get to something big. This is a complete redesign of this area. It's not 100% finished, but the shape of it is in place. They just need to do like some planting and stuff. So over here there's like a little extra rope fence and some new road for this viewing point of the Giraffe Field. Some of the signs got moved around because the old place where you would view this habitat from is currently not really accessible. At least I don't think it's supposed to be. People still seem to be accessing it. But yeah, this is kind of the zoo continuing their trying to get rid of elevated viewing points. They really want visitors with their feet on the ground, enjoying the animals at the same level as they are, not looking down on them, basically. So here used to be an elevated walkway that gave you an elevated view of the Giraffe Field and the gorilla habitat, but they have stripped that down, and now there is a ground level view of the gorillas, and you get actually much closer to the gorillas as well, which is really cool. It's only sacrificing the view of the Giraffe Field you got from here, which was a pretty nice view, so I wonder if maybe something could still be done with that. But yeah, by the looks of it, people are still going up on that hill, which I don't think you're supposed to, but whatever. I just really like here you can see how new this robe and the locks are and stuff. And here you can kind of see the old, like, tiling and stuff in the old elevated path up there. So yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of plants and... oh god, I hit my microphone, I'm sorry about that. There's gonna be a bunch of plants and stuff around here. But for now, this is what we got. So you get like all the way up to the edge of the moat next to the gorilla, which is pretty exciting. Sadly, the gorilla are not outside at the moment, so we can't really enjoy that. But and look over here, we got these rocks. You almost want to step on them to look out. This is actually interesting. This is where the bridge, there used to be a bridge, because what we're walking on now, I haven't mentioned yet, is actually what used to be a bit of a staff path, and now it's a guest path. So there used to be a bridge going under the elevated path, but that has all been filled up, and here you can see where that bridge actually used to be. But yeah, nothing left of it, I'm afraid. So yeah, let's keep going over here. Not very significant, but they trimmed some of the bushes here. I just happened to notice, and I was like, oh, that's a change. I don't know, trying to be thorough, even though we're probably missing something. But yeah, just a minor thing. Over here at the Red Pandas, I noticed something kind of interesting. I don't know if this is new or anything, but there's like a box in there, and what seems to be a climbing log on the inside of this building, which I don't think I've ever noticed before, so I thought that was interesting. I don't know if it means anything, but perhaps I just needed a reason to shoehorn the red pandas into this video, because, I mean, we can't have a zoo video without red pandas, unless the zoo doesn't have red pandas, which is a shame if it does, but they can't help it. So yeah, here we have the red panda. There we go. So across from the red panda is something interesting though. If you've been following me on Twitter, you may have seen it already, because I do sometimes post little updates and whatnot on there. But there's a new visitor, or a new inhabitant of the zoo here. You can see there's some new wood anti-climbing over there, and there's also like a bunch of new electrical wire around this moat. This is what used to be a gibbon habitat, but that gibbon died like of old age like a while ago, like 3 years ago, and this habitat's been kind of sitting empty. The lowest monkey were in here at some point. Black and white rough lemurs were in here at some point before they moved out as well, and now we've got a Debreza monkey. So I think it's just the one, just a single Debreza monkey, and over here you can see like they added all this electrical wire around. I should actually maybe add that in my recreation as well. I just realized I don't have that yet. But yeah, here is our new Debreza monkey. I don't know what it's called. I don't know their name, but I think it's a he, seems to be doing just fine. Like I saw him in the back of the backstage building, like he's got a little cage there. I could see him there a bunch of times while he was still like getting used to the new environment, I guess. But eventually they finally let him out, and I'm pretty sure he seems to be doing great. It's really, really cool. So, speaking of primates, the lowest monkey I mentioned earlier, of course, were moved to the island you're seeing over here. And the other island was occupied by red ruffed lemur, but apparently they're gone. I think they may have moved to the free roaming area, but don't quote me on that. and the lowest monkey have been given the other island as well. So now there's these ropes and these branches connecting the two islands, and yeah, the lowest monkey have like twice the amount of space now, which is really, really cool. Here on the inside of the Safari restaurant, right next door, we can see some new murals have been added, and also these dividers, which might be temporary for COVID still, I'm not sure. Over here there used to be a bunch of ivy and branches and whatnot in the ceiling, but that has also been gotten rid of, all to probably give the restaurant a bit of a more modern and sleek look. In my opinion, honestly, it's a little generic. I'm not 100% a fan of it, but maybe I just have to get used to it. It's kind of the same with the Stanley. When they repainted it, I wasn't a fan of it at first, but now I am. So over here we got some Nile Leshway. Just thought I'd throw them in because DLC animal, whoop whoop. Oh, I could have thrown in some small clawed otters as well. I recorded some great footage of them, but whatever. Video's being recorded now, I'm not going to change it again. So over here we are at the African penguin habitat. Not really a significant change or anything, but I mentioned this in the zoo tour of Zoo Park Overloon. We've got a little African penguin nest just in the middle of the guest path. This crazy lad, or ladass, the lady, decided to make a little nest just in the middle of the guest area. So they're pretty hidden, and of course, like, now you know where they are. Don't disturb them, just let them sit there and have their little babies. But yeah, I thought that was just a crazy place for them to make a nest. So over here you can also see one of the juveniles walking around there in the middle. And on the other side over here, on top of the waterfall, I noticed this little pole thing. I don't think I've ever noticed that. It's probably not new, but just thought I pointed out. And over here we can see some more juvenile penguins just being all adorable. I said I wasn't going to focus on the juvenile animals. I mean, I did say, like, the ones I recorded, I would. So yeah, a couple months ago, this is what they were looking like. This is some older footage, just because over here they were, like, exploring the lemur side of their pond, which you don't really see the penguins that often. But yeah, over here we are at the sea lion enclosure, which I'm sad to tell you doesn't have sea lions anymore. They sadly, most of them passed away at this point, mostly of old age, I'm pretty sure, and one of them was sadly a bit ill, so there was only one remaining, and she moved to Germany, and now we have seals in here, because why not? I think, actually, it's a funny story why we have seals here. It's because there was already a seal in here, together with the sea lions, because it escaped from the safari resort, and it was constantly swimming around in the big lake over here. So at some point, they were just like, well, screw it, it can stay in the big lake if it wants. So you could actually see, just now it was already, one of them was already in the big lake, so they still use the biggest sea mammal enclosure in Europe, just no longer sea lions. And I don't think they're going to get sea lions again in the future, because one of the reasons possibly for their bad health may have been the fresh water that they were in. It's just too much of a hassle, so I'm not sure if it's also a problem for the seals, but we'll see, I guess. So over here, the coolest thing that I've ever seen in the zoo probably, two of the hippos started having a little of a brawl, having a little bit of a scuffle. I hope nothing too serious, I'm not quite sure, but it was definitely a sight to behold. So the reason I put this in here is A, to give myself a little bit of time to catch up talking about whatever I haven't been able to talk about yet, but second of all, to make like a minor announcement. I'm not sure if I am going to make major use out of this, but in case you didn't know yet, I think I link it still in the description of all of my videos, but I do have a second channel called Goron Stuff, where I just upload stuff. That's why the channel is named that way. I just upload kind of whatever I feel like. So there's a bunch of really stupid videos on there of me doing stupid stuff, but since like earlier last week, I uploaded a bunch of animal videos there. So just like the cheetah climbing the tree that we saw earlier, the gorilla being cute, and also this, what you're seeing right now. So if you're interested in that, I think from now on, if I ever visit a zoo and I have some cute animal clips, but I can't really use them for anything, I'll probably upload them there. So yeah, if you're interested in that, be sure to check it out. Also, if you're interested in that, I'm gonna give a little shout out. There's a YouTube channel, Bjorn to Be Wildlife, who is a fan of the channel. He is pretty much always there when I live stream, so he's great. And he also uploads quality content, just really cute little animal videos, usually at Beekse Bergen. So if you're interested in animal videos, definitely give him a little subscribe as well. But yeah, that was such a typical moment of me pulling my camera away to just look, oh look, the male's doing nothing, and immediately some action happens. But yeah, and enjoy the rest of the hippo fight, I guess. I don't think I have anything to really talk about while this is still playing, and it goes on for a little while longer. I didn't plan this out very well. What else is there to talk about? I guess I can talk about tomorrow's video. I hope I'm gonna be able to get it out. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna try to get the third episode of season 2 of Building the Beekse Bergen out tomorrow, in which we do a couple of things, and I'm gonna try to do as much of the things you saw in this video. I'm going to also put in the Beekse Bergen video. So I've already got the Nebraska monkey, just need to give him the little electrical wires. I've got the Kalangala update all done. So the only thing I really need to do still, that is like a major change, is the gorilla area. So I think it should be doable to have all of that done by the end of the week, and get that video out for you as well. So look forward to that. Probably tomorrow. It's gonna be a new Building the Beekse Bergen video. So this is the hippo fight. Hope you enjoyed. It was definitely entertaining for me. So yeah, now we're inside. Over here you can see there's this little panel which I never knew or noticed, and there's a little fire hose behind there that they're using to fill the pool, I guess. You'd think there'd be something a little more sophisticated filling that pool up, but I guess not. Which kind of cool, kind of fun to see. That's kind of the rest of the video. It's just small fun things. Like over here, I noticed they built a new shelter for the Siberian tiger in this habitat over here. It used to be more of like a plank box type of thing, and now it's made out of nice logs, looking a little bit more naturalistic. Pretty nice. So yeah, tigers probably gonna love that. Let's see what's next. I kind of forget what the rest of this video is about. Oh yeah, the meerkats, of course. I'm not sure if this is really a change, but this year has been the first year noticing this. They have a little heat lamp inside of this wooden shelter thing. And yeah, so that's where they've basically been hanging out all winter, which has been really cute. And I've been here in the winter before, and I never noticed that little heat lamp, so I think it's new. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. Turning around, over here we have the secretary bird, and I think that's going to be the last kind of birth news. They laid an egg, and they've got a little nest. And the reason I'm showing you this is because another time I was at the zoo, like a couple months ago, I noticed a little wheelbarrow outside of this habitat that had a bunch of sticks in it. And I thought that was just kind of cool to see, because I'm assuming that the zookeepers just collected a bunch of sticks around the park and chucked them into their habitat so they can make a nest out of it, which is just, I think that's just really fun to think about. Like, yeah, the zookeepers actually putting in that effort. I actually saw them like clip branches around the zoo once to give to the animals. either to birds for nesting or like to giraffe for feeding, because they just eat branches and stuff. But yeah, here once again we are at the new gorilla area, and there's actually not a lot to say here, so I'm gonna skip over this. So yeah, over here we've got a little sable antelope doing some terraforming. Gonna have to change that. No, I'm just kidding. I just thought that was cool. But yeah, over here we have Jumbo, the new African elephant. I'm not sure if he's been in a video of mine yet, so I thought I'd quickly show him here. What's actually really fun about him is that when he arrived at the zoo, he was like full on orange. And right now he's a lot more kind of the same color as the other elephants, so it's kind of fun to see how that changes over time. But yeah, getting back to the entrance, over here we can see on the outside the trucks and whatnot that are involved in getting the new bioflora in. Over there we can see what I would think is the old bioflora that is kind of being piled up out there. So I've always wondered what that huge pile of stuff was, and now it kind of makes sense. Yeah, that is the bioflora of the chimps and gorillas. So yeah, they are gonna have nice clean floor. Good for them. So finishing up, we're going to the exit, and here we see the last new thing in the zoo, which I don't think I've shown yet, and it is the photo studio. Here for €6 you can make a bunch of photos on a green screen. I didn't record that part because there were people there, but there's a green screen and you get like a picture with some kind of special background that has your favorite animal on it. So that's it. That's all the new things that I've noticed the past while at the zoo. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.